Criminal case, the death of a 1-year-old girl that happened in a hot car. They have arrested both parents of that baby, and our Katrina Weber is live at Sheriff's headquarters downtown. And Katrina, we know you just spoke with the sheriff. Did he explain why they are moving forward with the charges?
Yes, he did. He went into depth and he said that basically it comes down to the evidence that they found inside that family's home and the conversations that investigators had with those parents. And he says while this may have been an accident per se, that still does not excuse what happened. I want to give you a look at the scene from yesterday evening. They got the call just after 6 o'clock this morning from a home on a street called Parish Division. Now, this is near Highway 90 and WT Montgomery in the southwest part of Bexar County. According to the sheriff, they had received the call from the family about the baby being not being able to breathe. They got to the home and realized that the child was dead. 15-month-old Ariana Combs is the identity we've been given. The two parents, 27-year-old Shavetta and 27-year-old Aaron Combs, both facing charges of injury to a child. The sheriff says that the child had been left in the car for as long as 2 hours, where temperatures inside that car had probably reached about 150 degrees. He says that the parents had gone inside the house with two other children, and he says, in his words, they were both in their own world. He says that the mother, Shavetta Combs, lied down to take a nap while her husband, Aaron Combs, played video games. Neither of them realized that the baby was still in the car. It wasn't until another older child asked about the baby that they realized what was going on. Now, they said that they did talk to the mother. They found out that in the days prior to this, she had used CBD, and she also admitted to having some drinks the night before. So they say that that could have played a role in what happened. But either way, they are not dismissing this as a simple accident. They say that this is a criminal matter. And I just want to point out that there have been two other babies in hot cars, deaths of babies in hot cars, just in the last month or so. And so far, there are no charges in either of those cases. Reporting live downtown.
I lost IFB. Did I lose IFB? Are you hearing IFB? Can you just cue me? I lost IFB. Yeah, so everything right now is preliminary information where our and speak to us. But what we know so far is that around 10:30, a call went out for shots fired here near the Hayes Street Bridge on the city's east side. Now, there were reports a man was seen firing from the front of his home. Police quickly arrived, and at some point things escalated and police shot him. Well, we did get some video from a viewer's Ring camera of the moment police were going near the home. You could see them there walking around. This is still a very active scene. We don't know what provoked this gentleman, but it is something we are going to wait for Chief McManus to tell us more information about. The scene, like I said, still very active here. We're at the corner of Lamar and Cherry. Once the chief does come out, we'll be able to get some more information from him exactly on what happened here this morning. I'll turn it back to you guys.
All right, Erica, thank you for that live report. She was at the scene of the shooting on Cherry Street, and earlier we heard from Katrina Weber, who was outside the sheriff's office after getting an update about that 1-year-old who died in that hot car. Well, now we move to an update to a north side crash that happened early this morning. We now know that one person is dead and a 30-year-old man is facing intoxication manslaughter charges. This crash shut down 2 lanes for several hours, and the San Antonio Police Department says that suspect was driving the wrong way and crashed into the victim head-on. Plus, a carjacker now on the run, and a man fighting for his life right now after a carjacking on the city's east side overnight. The San Antonio Police Department says a 37-year-old was stabbed in the neck, and the torso, and the arm while moving near the vehicle on Walters near I-10. Now, police tell us that it's still not clear if the suspect was inside the car the whole time or if that suspect jumped in at that stoplight. So a woman driving the car was not harmed, and she was able to pull into a fast food restaurant parking lot where the victim got out and the suspect got away in the vehicle. Police are now searching for the suspect and asking anyone with any information to come forward. Well, starting today, anything coming into the U.S. from a foreign country that's worth $800 or less will get hit with a tariff. And on top of that, Mexico announced that it will suspend shipping to the U.S. Business owners in Market Square are taking this very seriously. They say this is just another blow after dealing with the surrounding construction for the past several months.
And it's gonna be a total chaos bringing stuff back. And of course you have to raise your prices, and you're gonna have to do what you have to do. But the way it is right now, we're not even making money to buy goods. So, you know what I mean? It's just horrible situation.
Well, you're hearing from Hugo Flores, and his store, Texas Hats at Market Square, has been in business for almost 7 years now. And right now, he does not know what the future will look like. Well, summer is winding down, and millions of people are rushing to squeeze in one last trip this Labor Day weekend. The TSA is expecting to screen over 17 million passengers, with nearly 3 million flying on Friday alone. So travel experts recommend that avoiding Friday takeoffs or that Monday return to skip all the crowds. While flights and cruises are popular, AAA is reporting that many will hit the road to beaches or national parks, and to beat traffic, they say leave early. So gas prices are expected to stay lower than last year, making road trips a little more affordable. We're looking out there with live cam this afternoon. We're already at 91 degrees, so if we hit the road, it's going to be a hot trip.
It is definitely going to be a hot trip if you're leaving today, but not only are we expecting the temperatures to be warmer, we're also expecting some rain chances. Now, the warm temperatures we're already seeing, that's going to help continue to allow for some daytime heating for some showers and thunderstorms later today. Here's a look at temperatures across the region, though. 91 degrees in San Antonio. Feels like 97 already, and it's going to continue to be a warm day. 90 degrees up in Kerrville, 92 in Del Rio, but most of us are feeling currently much warmer. Now later this afternoon, for your peak temperature, San Antonio is expected to get to 101. Most of us are either in those mid to upper 90s or even the low triple digits. But this is just the air temperature. Here's what it's going to feel like. Feel a few degrees warmer, like we're 105 in San Antonio later today. Feels like 106 in Gonzales, 107 in areas of Del Rio. But then we start to see the rain chances. And if the rain continues, some areas might cool down just a little bit. Now, here's what we're watching. About a 20% chance of rain today, a 20% chance of rain tomorrow. And even as we go through the holiday weekend, there's a lot to unpack. We're still tracking daily rain chances, all because of that cold front moving through Sunday, even into Monday. That's going to give some rain chances, about a 50% chance of rain. And it is going to bring some cooler air. Some areas on Monday afternoon could only see their peak temperature in the upper 80s. In San Antonio, we will be right on the border between 80 and 90. I'll talk about what you need to know, kind of go over the logistics of this cold front coming up in just a bit. Steph.
Thank you, Shelby. Well, beginning on Monday, September 1st, a long list of new laws are set to take effect here in Texas. And Texas lawmakers filed more than 1,100 bills, just over 1,100 becoming law. Now, in an education new bill, $1 billion school voucher program will begin rolling out, while diversity, equity, and inclusion policies are banned in public schools. Now, on housing, cities can no longer require overly large residential lots meant to boost affordable development. And health, veterans can fast-track medical licenses. Medicaid will now cover lactation consultants, and rural counties get more funding for ambulances. And in crime and safety laws now, that will expand penalties for child grooming, retail theft, and drunk driving deaths. So obviously we cannot cover all 1,100 new laws this morning. And so we'll use that QR code at the bottom of your screen so that you can visit KSAT.com and search for new Texas laws. Well, UTSA is now offering both print and text skills. Coming up, we're going to tell you about the school's new bachelor's degree program and a student who's excited to start her journey. And Edgewood ISD parents pushing for bullying training and transparency with a new petition. How many families are rallying behind this petition and what the district said in response. Looking out there this afternoon with live cam, it is very hot already, 91 degrees. I know it was hot yesterday evening for Pigskin Classic and probably the games today as well.
It's definitely going to be a toasty one. Now, the difference between yesterday's football games and today's is you might have to dodge some rain chances, but the rain chances will continue throughout the weekend, and we're even watching some impacts and some risks, especially wind gusts a little on the breezier side, 40 miles per hour, and even some isolated urban street flooding. It's going to be very isolated, but we're tracking 1 to 2 inches of rain in certain spots. I'll break down a rough futurecast and go over more of the logistics coming up after the break.
Well, it may be early in the new school year, but Edgewood ISD parents are saying that they are dealing with bullying and a lack of transparency. Parents have created a petition that calls for transparency and training. So nearly 200 families have signed it in support. It was read to Edgewood's school board for the first time last week, and minutes before at the same meeting, a woman was arrested for going over her time during the public comment portion of that meeting. Now, one mother who helped put it together says that she hopes this school year they're heard.
We shouldn't need a petition. We shouldn't need signatures to get attention made.
Well, we reached out to Edgewood ISD asking if they've heard of the petition and their response, and we got a statement back from the superintendent that reads in part, "Our focus continues to be on creating a safe, supportive, and academically enriching environment for all students." Well, from social media to AI, the field of journalism has changed dramatically over the last several years. And now UTSA is launching a new bachelor's degree in journalism that's designed to prepare students for the ever-changing media field. Well, the instruction that goes along with this degree will go well beyond the traditional classroom experience. Salma Kano is starting classes at UTSA this week, and she says she is excited for the new semester, but she's also looking forward to focusing on print reporting and learning about the technical side of journalism. There's a new option to get your journalism degree here at UTSA. How exciting is that for you?
That's super exciting because UTSA was the perfect school for me to come to in terms of location, and when I heard about the new journalism program, it was the perfect opportunity.
Mary Dixon is a professor of instruction in the Department of Communications. She tells us being able to offer a bachelor's degree in journalism is something they have been working on for some time. And now that they have officially launched the program, many students are already signing up.
We are so excited to be able to offer a bachelor's degree in journalism. Our students have been asking for it when they come in and they say, I want to be a journalist, I want to work in TV, or I want to work in print.
The new program will have a focus on community journalism and on new media, which is changing the game on the way traditional journalism has been done. The field has changed so much, especially in these past couple of years. How are you guys going to try to help students, with this ever-changing career?
I think one of the great things about starting at this point is we're starting right as you see things changing and shifting so much. You've got some really great opportunity with AI, but also we get the opportunity to talk to students about what some of the challenges are.
And it's opening a lot of doors for students who want to stay in San Antonio to help them continue their career path here while preparing them for change.
You're going to need to learn to adapt, and the world of media is ever-changing and always growing. It's not going away. I have accepted that I might need to change my approach.
Yeah, a lot of students excited about that. I mean, students here in San Antonio, and actually, we even have an intern in our newsroom who's going to UTSA, so that's good news for her as well. And I've talked to some of our coworkers who are like, oh, I wish this was around, when I was going through college. So yeah, it's good to have that expansion for sure.
Especially in the world that it's ever changing ever so slightly, and not only with journalism, but also the weather.
Yes.
It's changing, and we're getting a little bit of a change in the weather pattern. Yes, we've seen the rain chances off and on over what seems like summer, but we're seeing a little bit more of a change, especially for the holiday and extended weekend. So here's a look at your headlines. We're starting to see the chances of the showers and the storms start today. And even then, it will continue not only today, but tomorrow, on Sunday, and even going into Monday. Now, this is all because of a weak cool front coming through, and it's going to stall just to the north. We're talking Austin in portions of the central and northern portion of the hill country. And with this, as it's stalled, it will continue to push through. But as it does, that's where we're watching the chance for some heavier rainfall. We're talking about pockets of 1 to 2 inches of rain, but we can also see, depending on where it stalls, the rain chances and the rain and these heavier downpours produce more than 2 inches of rain. And that's why there is that light threat for some minor urban flooding. We're talking about streets that normally have a little puddling on the road. We're talking about some streams might be a little more or higher, I should say, than they're used to, and strong winds gusting up to about 40 miles per hour. Now, here's a look at your futurecast. I started it today at about noon, and throughout the next few hours, we will continue to see that front just stay stationary in portions of the hill country. And as that does, we're going to start to see the daytime heating showers mix with the showers and storms on the leading edge of this front. And that gives us that 20% chance of storms for northern portions of our viewing area. It can make its way closer to areas of Bexar County as that sun sets, but as that sun is starting to set, the chances and the threat continues to diminish as we go into tomorrow morning. But the chance of some showers and storms tonight is still there. But then tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, that front starts to get closer and closer to San Antonio, and that gives us another chance for more showers and thunderstorms, and that's where we're tracking the chance for some heavier downpours, and even as we go into Monday as well. Now, here's a look at that front. Now, as that front just stays stationary, that cold front associated with it will continue to push down, and as it does, that's where we're expecting the heavier downpours, especially as it's very slow moving. And so Monday morning, we can expect a few more chances of some widespread showers. And even this weather model shows a bit more widespread showers and storms than I actually am anticipating and expecting. But it still shows that the front just stays right there, just to the south of us. And still that chance and that isolated chance of some showers and storms as we go into Monday afternoon. But the good news is on Tuesday, as this front finally pushes through, we're going to start to see some dry air return into areas of Texas, and that is also going to quiet us down and cool us down just by a few degrees. Monday afternoon, temperatures sitting right at 90, so some areas can even see temperatures in the upper 80s Monday afternoon, even some upper 60s possible for your morning temperatures next week. We'll be right back after the break.
Well, listen up, pet owners. If your pet is yet to be spayed or neutered, we have a deal for you. So the San Antonio Humane Society is teaming up with Valero to offer that low-cost spay and neuter services for dogs and cats in the community. So this is happening on September 25th and 26th. So pet owners can get these services for just $20, which is a good deal, at the Humane Society Medical Building. So registration, though, opens today at 10 a.m. and those spots will be limited. So pet owners can sign up online for appointments on both days. There are 25 dog appointments available each day for dogs weighing between 2 pounds and 40 pounds, and then 30 cat appointments each day. This promotion is open to all San Antonio and surrounding area residents with no zip code restrictions. Plus, you only have a few days left to find a new furry friend with a fee-waived pet adoptions across San Antonio. So Animal Care Services, San Antonio Pets Alive, and the Animal Defense League are clearing those shelters with hundreds of pets ready for homes. So visit any of the participating locations and give a shelter pet a fresh start and a forever family. This is all part of the Clear the Shelters event running until the end of the month. Well, 20 years after Hurricane Katrina, the New Orleans Lower Ninth Ward rising again, who the workers are that helped rebuild it and why they stayed. Well, Bexar County deputy is in jail this afternoon, and investigators say that 29-year-old Abel Cifuentes is charged with assault family violence after a woman reported that he grabbed her and struck her. So the victim is also a deputy, and the two were in a relationship. Cifuentes has been with the sheriff's office since 2017. He is now on administrative leave while the case is being investigated, which the sheriff's office says is standard protocol. Well, 2 students at Clemens High School in Schertz were arrested after police say they made threats against the school. Schertz police said in a statement that one of the students said he wanted to, quote, shoot up the school, end quote, and that the other one suggested he could provide the firearms. A student reported those comments, and police say that student had video evidence. The students were arrested and taken to the Guadalupe County Juvenile Detention Center. They each face a charge of terroristic threat. Well, also in Schertz, a substitute teacher is accused of injuring a child. So Schertz police arrested 74-year-old Richard Bucciarelli. An administrator at Rose Garden Elementary School told investigators that Bucciarelli hurt that child. Now, the child was treated on the scene and is back with their parents right now. However, Bucciarelli is facing a charge of injury to a child. Schertz Cibolo Universal City ISD said he was not a district employee. Well, 260 small business owners from the Hill Country attended a resource fair yesterday, and business owners there say they were frustrated about how difficult it has been getting some funding to rebuild after losing their livelihoods. They said while the grants have been great, that isn't enough money, and the loans that they're being offered have an interest rate higher than some are willing to accept.
We have over 20 vendors from state agencies to local agencies to help every business that we can possibly help through grant writing, through low interest loans.
With the SBA, and unfortunately it's a 4 to 8% interest. And my current mortgage interest is less than that.
Well, right now it's not clear if the interest rates will be lowered for businesses impacted by the flood, but for now, these business owners are hopeful that they will qualify for more grants in the future.
Taking a look outside with live cam, it's a warm day today, and we're going to continue to see the temperatures a little on the warmer side, especially because it's a big holiday weekend. Labor Day weekend symbolizes the tail end of summer, and whether you're staying in this weekend or you're going out to the river, you still might want to be a little cautious. Now, here's a look at the stream flows for the Comal and the Guadalupe River in New Braunfels. It is still flowing. However, the Guadalupe River is still a little closer to the average, but the Comal River is still a little slower, but it's still going to be good tubing weather, except the rain chances. You are still going to have to dodge the rain, especially as we go into Sunday and Monday, because those are the 2 days we're watching for a little more widespread rain chances. And then it's going to cool down, even temperatures getting to the 90s. And although temperatures will continue to be in the 90s despite today and tomorrow, still seeing temperatures in the triple digits, here's a look at what it could be. So Adam Caskey went to the KSAT Pigskin Classic last night and took his infrared thermometer and compared it between 3 different locations: the turf, the blacktop, and the concrete. Now, the concrete was actually the coolest. It was sitting at about 112 degrees compared to the blacktop and the turf. And that's because every single piece and every single type of ground has these little things that also continue to also kind of allow it to absorb more heat. Now, regular grass, it absorbs more heat, but turf, they have little black specks in it, so it seems like it's going to be on the warmer side. Especially if you're going out to football games, we're going to continue to see the chances and the turf being on the warmer side, which is why it's so important. Now today, if you're going out to football, still might have to dodge a few scattered showers or some thunderstorms this evening and even over the next few days. Staff will talk about the future cast of what you need to know, plus take a look at more of the holiday weekend coming up in just a bit.
Thank you, Shelby. Well, earlier in the newscast, we were hearing about the incident just east of downtown after a man was shot by police. It was about an hour ago, and our Erica Hernandez was giving us an update then. She joins us now on Cherry Street and the Hay Street Bridge with an update from Chief William McManus.
Followed the 2 other drivers up to Cherry Street here behind me, where he confronted one of the drivers. At that point, he walked away to his home, and he came out of the house with a shotgun. He started firing rounds up in the air, and once that happened, the call came out for SAPD. We arrived. The suspect pointed the shotgun at the officers, and the officers fired. He is deceased in the backyard by his house, and that's what we have right now.
Any questions? The officers?
The officers are fine. They all of them have averaged about 6 years on, but none of them were hurt, fortunately. And again, that's what we have right now.
Were there any other injuries? I know he fired.
No. No.
Okay.
No. And we've had a number of calls on him over time for disturbances in the neighborhood.
Did you say officers, more than one officer fired?
Yes. Yes.
Did you guys talk to the drivers?
Pardon?
Did you guys talk to those drivers that were interacting with?
Did we what?
Did you guys talk with the drivers?
Yes. Yes.
And are they? What's their extent of involvement beyond?
Well, they're trying to figure that out now. They're down at headquarters being interviewed.
Can you tell us any details on the suspect age?
41-year-old male.
And he lived in the
Yes, my understanding is he does live there.
Was there other family in that home?
No.
Any other structures hit?
No.
Any other questions? He shot at towards the officer.
Yes. That's what we have. That's what's being reported right now. Yes.
That he shot or
Pointed.
What kind of shotgun?
It looked like a single barrel. It was a very old shotgun.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
And that was just an update from Chief William McManus, and that is where Erica Hernandez is live on the scene right now. If you're just joining us now, he was talking about a man who was shot by police. He said that that suspect was a 41-year-old man, and also saying that the police officers involved were not injured. Well, if you plan to stay put for the holiday weekend, you can take a trip to the Comal River. New Braunfels tubing outfitters are hoping that Labor Day will be a fresh start for their business, and they've had a tough summer after the July 4th floods hit. On July 5th, the bad weather forced the Comal River to close, shutting down tubing for most of the holiday weekend and beyond that. One owner told us that business was slow to pick up that month, likely because of the damage in Kerr County, even though that was on a different river and in a separate area. Now they're counting on visitors this weekend to hopefully get things flowing again.
So you think there was a stigma, people didn't want to be enjoying themselves on a river?
Or they didn't want to share that they were enjoying themselves. But I think things have changed now. I think we're back in the saddle and we're ready for a big Labor Day weekend.
Well, tubing outfitters will stay open through October. However, Labor Day weekend is one of the last times to make a big splash. And today, August 29th, marks the 20 years since Hurricane Katrina, the tragedy that killed almost 1,400 people. CNN's Gustavo Valdez spoke with some workers who helped bring New Orleans back to life in the years since.
"20 years after Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans, you can see signs of the new life in the city. These houses are an example of the recovery in the lower 9th Ward, one of the city's most affected areas. Angelica Rivera is one of the many workers who helped bring it back to life. Is the New Orleans you see today the same New Orleans you came to?
No, not at all.
With small children, one barely a few months old, she moved from Orlando after the storm, following her husband, a handyman who saw an opportunity working in construction.
I'm not gonna lie, I cried a couple times because I was like, I don't want to be here.
Because basic services like drinking water and electricity were slow to return. But they didn't give up, growing their business from a small team only doing house framing to a full-service construction company, helping many homeowners who they say were swindled by contractors who took their money and left town.
So a lot of people were without money and without a house.
Their growth was fueled by thousands of workers who came from across the country and outside the U.S. to work in construction.
Because most of the people that was here was Latinos.
Who worked in difficult conditions, battling the intense heat and humidity to rebuild this iconic American city. Their efforts are celebrated in this sculpture in the infamous 9th Ward, ground zero of the deadly floods.
I really believe that they were key in trying to get the New Orleans area back.
Dr. Juan Hershanik commissioned the sculpture after speaking with children of those workers, who he says were shy about their parents' profession. He wanted them to be proud of the work their parents did.
Undoubtedly, that was my first goal.
High praise coming from a person considered one of the heroes of the post-Katrina tragedy, evacuating premature babies out of the hospital, manually blowing oxygen to one of them for hours, accolades he'd rather be given to others.
The understanding of how much the contribution of the Latinos we have made during the post-Katrina recovery times.
Many of those came thinking their stay in the Big Easy would be temporary, but now they call it home. According to the U.S. Census, the Hispanic population of metropolitan New Orleans has doubled in the past 20 years. The number of Black and white residents has decreased.
Someone say that if you drink water from the Mississippi River, you stay in New Orleans and you will never leave. I think I did that because this is our home now.
Gustavo Valdez, CNN, New Orleans.
Taking a look outside with live cam, it's a little quiet right now. Other than the temperatures getting on the warmer side, we have hit 17 days at or above 100 degrees. Today could be the 18th. However, we're still watching the rain chances, about a 20% chance of rain today and tomorrow. And then this weekend, we're going to continue to see the chances increase to a 50% chance on Monday. And that's because that cold front's coming through Sunday night into Monday. Now, here's a few things we're watching. We're still watching for 1 to 2 inches of rain in certain spots, and that could produce some minor street flooding. We could see the streams, not every stream, but some streams and creeks rise just a little bit, with wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. I'll talk about this, plus take another look at your weekend forecast coming up after the break.
Well, this is something that we've been keeping you updated on since the beginning of the newscast. A man shot by police on the city's east side just an hour ago. And our Erica Hernandez has been on the scene throughout this newscast on Cherry Street near the Hay Street Bridge. And Erica, we just heard Police Chief William McManus brief us about the situation. What was the latest?
Yeah, so Stephanie, this is still all very preliminary information. He said some of it is subject to change, but what we know so far is that around 10:30, 3 drivers got into some kind of altercation in the neighborhood here. As they drove closer to Cherry Street, one of those drivers got out of the vehicle and confronted the drivers. He then apparently walked away and got a shotgun from his nearby home. According to McManus, he fired shots into the air. Calls were made, and when police arrived, as they approached to make contact with them, he allegedly pointed his shotgun at them, and that's when they fired shots, killing him in his own backyard, which is just down the street here on Cherry Street. What you're seeing now, it is still a very active scene. There were no other injuries reported. There was about several officers involved in shooting at him. So right now, according to McManus, they will be on paid administrative leave. What we know about this individual is that he is a 41-year-old man, no other family in the home at the time. But McManus did say they have had calls to service to his home on multiple occasions and is known to have had disturbance calls made on him in the past. As for the 2 other drivers that were apparently involved, McManus said they are back at headquarters being questioned. So right now it is still a very active scene. If you're going to drive in this area, prepared for some closed streets in this neighborhood just right near the Hay Street Bridge. Live on the east side, Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
Live report. And you can see Erica was outside, a lot of people dealing with the heat, working out there, over 90 degrees already.
Yeah. And not only was it hot for Erica today, and it's still going to be warm today, but here's a KSAT Connect of the KSAT Pigskin Classic that was yesterday. We had Adam Caskey was there yesterday with a whole bunch of other KSAT folks. And
KSAT Mike.
We had the one and only Mike. So we had this picture sent to us, and Mike had his very own homecoming mom too. And I know if you went out yesterday, you saw Adam. He was taking little scans of the infrared thermometer out and about for the field, the turf, the concrete, the grass, the bleachers. That's what he was doing yesterday, on top of launching the t-shirts out of El Canyon. So thank you so much. If you have any other pictures, we would love to see them. And we hope everyone had a great day yesterday. And if you're going out to more football games today, it's gonna still be toasty. We're still expecting mostly drier conditions, but it's still going to be warm. We're still seeing temperatures get to triple digits, and the rain chances are also going to continue to increase as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon, even getting into the evening hours. And if you're not going to any high school football games today, I know our very own Justin Horn is very excited for this game tomorrow. In Kyle Field, the UTSA Roadrunners are traveling to College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. Temperature is still going to be warm, but one thing that is going to be the same, whether in San Antonio or in College Station, is the rain chances. There's still a 40% chance of rain, so even if you're traveling to the game, you still might want to be able to have a place to watch the game here or there indoors just in case, because outdoor activities might be briefly interrupted. We're expecting low humidity after the rain chances continue to go through, and not everyone's going to see the heavy rain, and not everyone's going to see the washout. We are expecting up to about an inch of rain in some areas, basically along I-10 or even Highway 90 is going to be where we're seeing that chance, up to an inch of rain, but just to the north in areas of the hill country, even up closer to Austin, St. Angelo, even getting into Midland and Odessa. That's where we're seeing the heavier chances of 2 inches or more. That's where we are seeing the greater chance for more urban flooding. Some isolated street flooding is possible, because that's where we're expecting that front to just stall just to the north, even just north of Austin. And that's why we have that chance for some isolated flooding. Here's a look at that futurecast, just like what I showed you earlier. As that front moves through today, it's going to just stay just to the north in between Killeen and Austin, and that's going to give us the chance of some showers and some thunderstorms today into the tomorrow morning hours, and it's going to continue to just stay put just to the north. But as we go into tomorrow, the rain chances continue to move closer and closer to San Antonio Saturday into Sunday and even into Monday. 50% chance of rain as we go into Monday. And the good thing is, even though, yes, the main thing with this cold front is the rain chances, the morning temperatures and the afternoon temperatures only 90 degrees, and the morning temperatures are in those low 70s. So some areas just to the north in the northern hill country can expect upper 60s. We'll be right back after the break.
So I started Chavela in about the spring of 2018. I usually call it soul. I feel like that's music I've always resonated with, and when I started writing, it came out that way.
It's like a type of music that can only be really born out of San Antonio with the regional influences. There's country, there's soul music, Latin music, whatever, that all comes into it.
Well, your nominations for the SA Picks 2025 contest are in, and we asked you to choose San Antonio's top businesses, and you guys came through. So get this, more than 14,000 votes are in so far, and you can scan the QR code on your screen to see the finalists and put your vote in by September 20th. So you can also vote for each category once per day, and of course, we will announce those winners in late September.
We have had 17 days this year where we've gotten to triple digits or above. Today could potentially be the 18th with the temperature getting to about 101. Still seeing those rain chances though, so not everyone will see the widespread triple digits, but some people might see a nice shower to cool them down. And if you don't see any rain today, don't worry, you have a few more chances. Now, the bad news is it does have a chance to impact part of your Labor Day activities. Just make sure you have a way to receive notifications for the Weather Authority app, as we'll continue to keep you posted with the rain chances and a weak little cool front that I know some people are excited about.
I'm very excited about that.
Maybe some upper 80s.
All right, we will take that. Thanks, Shelby. Thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend.